Now let's take a look at your translation work here. So on down to the translation exercises. Are there any questions here about what we've got? So let's look at number 11 together. Let's read it. Ready? So this is from the Bible. Se'u she'arim rashechem v'henaseu pitchei olam. All right. So I have se'u here. Se'u. There's a vocal shava there. Se'u. That looks like a verb, but I only see two consonants. So I'm missing one. Which one might I be missing here? Which root letter? Root 1, right? Which one? 1. Okay, so I might be seeing 2 and 3. If one's missing, what's probably happened to it? What's that process called? It starts with an A. Everybody? Aphoresis. Say that with me. Aphoresis. Aphoresis. It's fallen into Sheol. Okay, so what letters undergo aphoresis? Nun. Okay, root 1 nuns. When my theme vowel in the Cal imperfect is not holum. So what's the imperfect of nasa? It's ye-sa. Okay, there's my non-holum theme vowel. Yes-sa. Okay, so that will undergo aphoresis. There's no prefixing, right? And aphoresis happens in which two places in the Cal with these sorts of verbs? Imperative and infinitive construct. This does not have the bonus tav, so it must be the imperative, right? So how am I going to translate this? Nasa means to lift up. So it's a command. Lift up, sha'arim. What's this the plural of? Sha'ar, which is lift up gates. Lift up gates. Now, we don't know yet, because we're coming to this noun over here, we don't know yet whether this is the direct object or not, but presumably it looks like a direct object. Lift up gates. Okay? But look at what I have next. I have rashechem. What's chem? It's a pronoun. It's 2MP, so it's your. Whatever you have is what number? Singular or plural? Plural. And then this is the plural form with the pronoun for the word rosh, which is head. Okay? So it's lift up, and then gates, your heads. Okay, so which one's the direct object? Is it the gates or your heads? Yeah, so your heads. Now, in terms of the position of these nouns, it could be either one, right? But it probably makes better sense to see this as the direct object here. So lift up your heads, and then the gates. Then what role would the gates have? Exactly. So this is a vocative role for the gates. It's naming the addressee. So lift up, O gates, your heads. Okay? Lift up, O gates, your heads. This is poetic, by the way. This is Psalm 24. And in Hebrew poetry, there's some things that make poetry a little bit difficult. And one is the constant use of vocatives. Because when you have vocative nouns, you have an extra noun that you don't actually need to have for the sentence to be grammatical. If you dropped this word, didn't have it, and you just had se'u rashechem, you would have a fully grammatical sentence. You wouldn't feel like anything's missing, right? Lift up your heads. That would be okay, right? There's nothing ill-formed about it. So with vocative nouns that name the addressee, often, especially when you're beginning your Hebrew studies, you'll try to make a vocative noun do something it's not trying to do in the sentence, because you won't know it's a vocative, and so you'll try to make it the object or the subject or something like that, okay? The subject is you because this is an imperative. So technically, she'arim is not the subject, otherwise the verb would have to be third person plural, okay? But the verb is second person plural. So you is the subject and she'arim, gates, is the vocative noun naming who you're talking to. All right. So lift up, O gates, your heads. And henaseu. What's my verbal root here? Yes, it's nasa, which should remind you of NASA, which is what we had here. Lift up, right? Lift up the rocket, NASA. I have a hey prefix. You might be thinking hifil hey, but are there other stems that have a hey prefix? The nifl. The nifl imperative also has a hey prefix with a curic. Root 1 gets a doubling dot and a kometz. Remember hippocade? Yippocade is the nifl imperfect. Hippocade is the nifl imperative. I would have had a sere here, but with the shuric at the end, it's reduced to vocal shema. So hinnase becomes hinnaseu. So that shuric in the imperative is 2MP. Who am I talking to, do you think? I'm still talking to the same you, which is the gates. So I'm telling them to lift up their heads and to be opened, right? Or to be lifted up. Be lifted up, and then I have pithe olam. So the subject is you, and it's a command, be lifted up, and I'm restating who I'm talking to in the form of another vocative expression. The gates and the doors of olam, eternity. What's another way to translate that? Doors of eternity. Ancient doors, yeah. Or old-timer doors. Forever doors. Okay? So that's not from the verb patach. It's actually from the noun petach. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is the word petach, which is door. I can't remember if he gave this to you in the past or not. Do you remember having that as a vocab word? All right. Yeah, that's yeah. He should have given you a little footnote about that then. Okay, so that's 11. You don't have to, but to clarify that it's vocative, I like to put the O there so that it's clear, especially when my students are looking at an answer key of mine. So I'll do it. In Greek, you could see the word O, right? Like it's omega. And in Hebrew, sometimes the vocative noun is prefaced by the article ha, and sometimes not. More frequently not, but you'll just see it, as a bare noun, naming the addressee. So that's 11. Good. Others? Let's read number 10 together. Ready? Hu God, hu gade, lanu, ki, hitzalta, et arenu. All right. Well, look at this. I have who God, who gade. Who God, who gade. What verb have you learned that might share these root letters? Nagad. Yes, Nun Gimel Dalet. Nagad. And does nagad occur in the Cal? Hifil. Yes, and if it occurs in the hifil, it could occur in the hofal and make it passive, right? And look at what I have. I have hey prefixes on these two forms and gimels with dagesh forte. That seems to reflect my assimilated nun, right? So hey is my prefix, and the prefix hey could be hifil or hofal. How will I know which it is? By the vowel. What vowel class is kibbutz? It's U class, so it's a hofal form, right? Not hifil. Good. Now, you might want to look at your principal parts and remind yourself, when I have the hey prefix in the hofal, what places do I see the hey? perfect, infinitive, construct, and absolute. All right? In the Hofal perfect, which vowel will I get under the root 2 gimel? Pathak. Okay? So this one is the Hofal perfect here, okay? And if it's perfect, the no ending is 3ms. Where do I see a sere under root 2 in the Hofal with the hey prefix? Okay, infinitive absolute. Good. And so this is in keeping with one of my infinitive absolute uses where I share the same root letters with the infinitive and the main verb. And what does that do to the main verb? It strengthens whatever the main verb is doing, right? So what does who God mean? The Hifil would mean he told. In the Hofal, it would be either he was told or it was told, right? Remember, in English, it in Hebrew would be something masculine or feminine. So the 3ms could be an it. It was told. Add the infinitive absolute, it was really told or surely told. What was really or surely told? Well, we don't know yet, right? But something was really told us, lanu, to us. So it was really or surely told to us. And then the key clause is really going to give me the content of that. Remember, key could mean because, but it can also be translated that, right? So it was surely told to us that Hitzalta. What am I looking at here? What do you think my root letters are? Not Saul. Does this form make sense out of a one noon verb? Yes, because I have a dagesh forte that could reflect the assimilated noon, right? So I have a hey prefix and a ta suffix. What is that? Yes, delivering, right? But what stem and conjugation is this? Hifil perfect. I got the hey with the kirik under it. Hifil perfect. Ta to ms. So that you, what? What's not Solomon in the Hifil? To deliver. So it was surely told us that you delivered et arenu. Yes, our cities. So this is, what is this normally when there's no pronominal suffix? The singular is ear, and what's the plural? Arim. So you see how arim is visible here, except it went Canadian on us, right? Because it is technically a construct chain where thing one is the noun and thing two is the pronoun, right? The cities of us. So you delivered our cities. Sounds like Thor. Marvel. Okay, no, this is God. Okay. Or David. Or Saul. Okay. Or Thor. Okay. Yes. So at the beginning? Yes, that's Hofal. That's Hofal. And then this one is Hifil. Hitzalta. Oh, do I have Pual on my answer key? That's wrong. It should be Hofal. Yeah. Thank you. If my answer key says Pual, that's wrong. It should be Hofal. Yeah. The hey prefixing makes the Pual impossible, right? Because the Pual doesn't take hey prefixes. It has U class under root 1, and the Hofal has U class under the hey prefixes and the other prefixes. Yep. All right. Good. So thank you for catching that. Are there any other translation questions we want to look at? All right, let's look at number 1. Ready? Let's read it. Mi yatzpot latet li kasef. Okay, mi is who, And then yachpots. Do I have 3 root letters here? Yep. And that means the prefix yod is what? Conjugation pattern. Imperfect. And who's the subject? Yod with no ending is 3ms. The subject is going to be me then, right? Who will do this? Look at your vowel pattern here for just a moment. I have an A vowel under the yod. Which stem typically gets A vowels under the nutty prefixes? Hifil does. But look at the root 2 theme vowel. It's holum. Which stem gets holum theme vowels in the imperfect? The cow. So the first part looks hifil, but the second part looks cow. The hifil would have what vowel class for root 2? The theme vowel. It wants kirik, yod, or sere, right? It wants an I-class vowel. So why do I have this stinking A-class vowel up at the front of what looks like it could be a cow imperfect? Ah, that's it. Guttural in root 1. Gutturals prefer what? A-class vowels. So this is a cow imperfect, okay? And the cow of chafats or chafetz means to desire, right? Or want. Yes. No, so frequently you do, but there are some situations where, like we've said, gutturals can take a silent shiva, and sometimes they behave and take one. All right? So who desires, or who will desire, and again, you need more context to know whether this is future or present. Latate. What's that? What do you think the lamed is? That part of a verbal root, or is that a prefix? Is it a preposition? Yeah. This is a preposition lamed, and then tate is left. Now, we didn't really talk about this. Normally your lamed gets pointed with a vocal shiva, but if the syllable right after the preposition lamed is stressed, the lamed could become a kametz. Okay? We've seen this with the vav conjunction as well. If you remember that, it could be v or va. Lechem v mayim, va mayim, or lechem u mayim, right? But I could get va, a long A there. So, who desires to tate? What is tate from? Ah, yes. This is Nathan. How many root letters of Nathan do I see in tate? 1. Which root letter is this tav I see? That's root 2. The 1 noon is gone, aphoresis. The 2 is a doubling dot that would be hiding in the bonus tav, but I can't write it here. But it will appear if I add a pronominal suffix. So who desires to give li? To me. That's lamed plus 1 cs. To me. Kasif. Silver. Or money. Yes. I ask this question all the time. Nobody wants to give me a straight answer, though. Okay, so who desires to give me money or silver? Yep. All right, good. So does that help? Okay, good. You would help me more if you give me your money, but... All right, other questions? Yeah, let's look at 3. So I'll just read this first part for us. Vayhi begishti elav. And so this is Vayhi, which is a WCI, which means past time, right? And then I have what frequently accompanies a WCI of Haya, a prepositional phrase that's probably giving me temporal information. Begishti. What's the b? Yeah, that's the preposition that means when it's attached to what kind of a verb form? What kind of verb forms can get lameds and bets and kafs attached to them? Infinitive construct, okay? And so if the bet is part of the preposition bet, then I have gishti. either I have 3 root letters and they're Gimel, Shin, Tav, or Gimel, Shin is root 2 and 3, and Tav is the bonus Tav, right? So that's the question. Do I have any verbs geshat? No. Do I have any verbs nagash, where the noon can undergo aphoresis? Yes, that's one of our new verbs. What does nagash mean? To approach. And so when I look at this, I have to analyze this as a root 2, root 3, where 1 is fallen out and the bonus tav shows up, and the kirik yod then is the 1cs pronoun. This is not T, the perfect personal ending 1cs, which you might think that's what it is, right? T could be perfect 1cs, but with the bet preposition, I have to analyze this as an infinitive construct that happens to have a 1cs pronoun. So literally in my nagashing, in my approaching, but we translate the bet as when. WCI tells me it's what time frame? Past. So I'm going to translate this as when I approached Elav to him. Now in English we don't say approach to him. We would just say when I approached him, okay? Or unto him, if you want to use the old King James English. What did I do? Va-esa. You see the va here? Not v, but va. That's a A-class vowel. And this is a nutty prefix. So what kind of a verb form is this? It's a WCI. I would have liked to have seen a Dagesh Forte here, but Olive says, no way, Jose, right? Because I am a guttural. Is that how you say guttural in Spanish? Guttural? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, and I blanked. Now, what's the verb here? If Aleph is the prefix Aleph, then I only see 2 root letters. That's probably 2 and 3. And where is 1? It's the noon of Nasa. That's right. And it's the doubling dot here. So I nesed. I lifted up et koli, my voice, va Omar. And I lifted up my voice in Omar. Yeah, no, and I said. So here is another WCI with the first common singular, va with an Aleph. But this is the good old naughty one Aleph verb, isn't it? So what am I missing here in va Omar? I'm missing root 1. I see root 2 and 3, but root 1 Aleph of Omar is gone. The Aleph I see is the 1cs Aleph prefix, right? So that Aleph quiesced in root 1. So, and I said, ma titainli. What's ma? What is ma? Is what? What? Titain is from what verb? Nathan. Which root letters of Nathan do I see here? I only see 2 and 3. Root 1 is where? It's in the Dagesh Forte here, right? And so this tav I see is? Yeah, this is the imperfect prefix. 2ms. So it would have been tintain. Tintain. And then the noon, 1 noon of tin assimilates. Tintain, titain. Okay? So what will you give? You will give. What will you give? Li? To me. What will you give to me? All right? So back to the beginning. Past time. When I approached him, I lifted my voice and I said, quote, what will you give to me? Is that clear? As mud? No, I'm just kidding. Nice and clear. All right. Anybody have any other ones they're burning to talk about? Number 7. Okay, great. So what does Vayomer mean? And he said. And then ze means this. So the question is ze the subject of Vayomer? If so, how would you translate this? Yeah, this one said. Okay. But it's also possible that after a verb like Vayomer, I could start my quotation and then the ze goes with something inside the quotation, right? What gender and number is ze? This. You know, this is the near demonstrative. Is this masculine or feminine? It's masculine. Ze is masculine singular. Zot is feminine singular with that tav at the end. So this is masculine singular. So I might be wanting to check, is there a masculine singular verb that this could be the subject of? It could work with this one. Is Yenachem masculine singular too? How would we parse this? Yenachem. What are my root letters here? Have we learned Nacham? Remember that verb? All right, Nacham. I have a vocal shava under the nutty prefix and a vowel under root 1. Which stems get a vocal shava under the imperfect prefix? There's only 2 that do this. PL and pual. That's right. The a vowel under the noon commits me to which one of those? The PL. PL gets a and I under the root 1. Pual gets U, class vowels, right? So this could be the PL imperfect 3MS. And what does it mean in the PL, Nacham? To comfort. So it could be this, meaning this one will comfort Otanu. Yes, this is the direct object marker, and the nu is the pronominal suffix, first common plural. Now, that does make good sense, right? This one will comfort us. So, if we don't take the ze as going with Vayomer, then the quotation starts right afterwards. And he said, quote, this one will comfort us, ba'avodatenu, in our labor. That's right. What's the lexical form of avodat? It's avodah. What has to happen to avodah to add a pronominal suffix to it? Yeah, I have to change it to avodat, right? Because the hey of avodah, the common hey, is not a real hey. I can't add a pronominal suffix to the mater hey. So it has to become at. Okay? What's the bet? It's in our labor. Right? V'anachnu nunucham. What's anachnu? We. And look, I have nunucham, which looks like yenachem. What are my root letters? Nacham. The noon prefix. Well, what could a noon prefix be doing? It could be a nifal noon, or it could be an imperfect 1CP noon, right? If you look at the vocal shava under it, what does that tell you? It probably ought to be understood as. Yeah, that looks like a 1CP noon. And which stems get a vocal shava under the nutty prefix? PL or pual. And now I have a kibbutz under root 1. That is a pual, imperfect. So how will I translate this? The PL meant to comfort, so the pual is we will be comforted, passive. That's right. So this one will comfort us, and we will be comforted. So that was a good one to look at. So thank you, whoever suggested that. All right. Well, we'll stop there.